Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Logistics and Transportation MGS 5124, Section 10 and Group 10 role play interview, where we will be interviewing for several candidates for some managerial positions that have become open in our company. First of all, I would like to introduce the team members on this group, and they include Habinda Kaur, Bukola Babatunde, we have Gokul Manikutan, we have Vipul Malhotra, and then we have Baby. Before we go on, I would like to do a brief introduction of the company. The name of our company is Cape Breton Clothing Store, and we are a business situated in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The company is a garment manufacturing company where we source our fabric and accessories to make garments like t-shirts, shirts, pajamas, jeans, and so forth. For us in our company, we consider our logistics and sourcing as the backbone of the company, and we try to ensure timely delivery and efficient costing as per our customers' needs. Our company serve clients such as Gap, Old Navy, US Polo, Zara, and Izod. Now, for us to continuously deliver excellently to our customers, we make sure that there is business continuity, even though irrespective of our internal gaps. It is to this end that we have some open positions that we are interviewing for today, either because the current holder is retiring or they are moving on to a new endeavor. Now, the reason, once again, the reason why we're here today is to interview for the open positions, and I'm going to mention again the following are the open roles that we're interviewing for today. We have the production manager, the purchasing or sourcing manager, we have the dispatch manager, and we have the inventory control manager. But before we go on, I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Bukola Babatunde, one of the teammates, and I am the recruiter and a general manager here at Cape Breton Clothing. I'll be interviewing you today for the positions in which you have indicated your interest. So without further ado, let me kickstart the meeting with a brief introduction of the 4 candidates for the session. And the first position, obviously, that we're interviewing for is the position of the production manager. So before we go on, the person who has come up to be interviewed for the position is Habinda Kaur. Hi, Habinda. How are you today?
Hi, Bukola. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. It's good to see your face. You look very radiant. I'm happy to be interviewing you today.
Thank you.
Okay, before we kickstart the interview, I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, hi, my name is Harbinder Kaur and I am an international student. Currently, I am in third semester of postbaccalaureate diploma in supply chain management. And during my study at CBU, I have studied different courses like transportation and logistics, because of which like I was interested in these things. And as I saw your opening for the production manager, I was like, I should do it. And then because I was interested in the production side, that's why I'm here. Thank you.
That's brilliant. I'm happy that you are interested in the position of a production manager. I'm happy that the course at CBU has opened you to, such opportunities. And I wish you good luck in the interview.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first question I would like to ask you, Habinda, is during your time as a production manager, how do you plan to implement strategies that would help enhance production efficiency and reduce waste in our company? And when do you intend to introduce such strategies?
I plan to develop and implement strategies that assist in production efficiency and minimize the cost while reducing the waste. And I would suggest to other departments to establish a platform where we can all meet once a month and to discuss the matters to improve every department's efficiency in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next question I would like to ask you is, have you ever noticed during your time, maybe whilst you were doing some school projects or maybe during your time as a, working in some company, have you ever noticed any safety concern in your workplace or even in your home? And what actions did you take to ensure that there is no incident?
Oh, yes. When I was working as a production manager in an auto garage, I noticed that there were regular oil and fuel spills at the store exit, which was next to the welding section, because the mechanics were using the space to grease and lubricate the engine parts. And the spills were a potential like fire hazard, and it was very unsafe for the workers because the floor becomes slippery. And then I initiated a rearrangement of the garage to ensure that the risk, like we can mitigate the risk in all the sections, in like with including the other like departments, and then like keeping the safety regulations in mind. That's what we did.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. So how well would you say you are prepared to meet strict deadlines in the production process?
Well, I have missed the deadlines in the past, and I understand how like much it is, how dire the consequences are to the company. And I have learned to promptly communicate, ensure that every section provides coordinated reports in intervals, and so that I can provide my timely feedback. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Havinda. Okay, I'll move on to the next question. This one is a bit tricky. How would you guarantee that the products that you are churning out in your company or in our company, for in this instance, meets the specified quality standards and they comply with design criteria?
Well, as a production manager, it is my responsibility to maintain the quality of items that are like produced by the company. I think the biggest asset for any manager is experience. That's why, like, I will ensure I go to each area of production to make sure that I understand how the things like are done, and then using that knowledge, like I can plan to tweak our production processes, and then the quality standards can be improved with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I have one final question for you, Havinda. How do you intend to oversee and track the expenses to ensure that they align with budgetary limits?
Well, I have a track record of successfully managing budgets and then controlling the cost. So I have experience in cost analysis, resource planning, and then budget forecasting. I have also experience in developing the cost reduction strategies, and I have also implemented the cost effective control measures. So I think like I will do it. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Well, I have noted all your answers to my questions, and with this, we have come to the end of your interview. I'd like to thank you very much for your time today, and I would like to say that at the end of the evaluation, we will get back to you on whether you're successful or not. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
You yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm trying to stop the recording. Hey, once again, I would like to welcome you, Gokul.
Hi,
I have
ma'am.
just, hello, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Well, so you're interviewing this morning for the position of inventory manager.
Okay.
Could you please introduce yourself properly to this meeting?
Yes, of course, ma'am. So, hello. My name is Gokul, and I'm thrilled to be here today. I bring 10 years of experience in the field of inventory management, and also I'm Toward my career, I have the opportunity to do major project and skill development. I'm particularly skilled in managing the inventory in the warehouse field, and I'm excited about the prospect of applying my knowledge to contribute to Cape Breton Clothing Company. That's it about me, ma'am. Thank you.
Exciting. That's
Mhm.
very exciting.
Thank you so much,
Thank-
ma'am.
Yeah. Can you please describe your process for creating company inventory forecasts?
Mm, uh, yeah, sure. For me, to effectively create one, I'll have to go through previous orders and analyze the data to identify the industry trends. I'll use the data I have analyzed to determine how much inventory I need moving forward and to develop sales projections.
Very interesting. Okay, I'll move quickly to the next question.
Okay.
In the past, you know, having worked 10 years now, before
Yeah.
now, have you ever come across any inventory error, whether from your predecessor or from subordinates or even from yourself?
Yeah, sure. I have come across incidents where we have inadvertently made some inventory errors over the years. I have learned several procedures that prevent inventory errors from impacting customers. So, yeah, this typically require me to contact our logistics partners and suppliers to determine best way to solve these errors.
Okay, thank you very much for answering that. My next question will be how you plan to implement any type of strategy that would help improve the inventory process in this, if you were given the opportunity to work here. Did you implement any in your past employment, and do you plan to implement any in this employment if you are given the chance to do so?
Yeah, sure. Uh, at my previous employment, I oversaw the inventory systems. In this role, I implemented a more efficient cycle count routine that the company had not tried before. By the end of the year, we had over 150% more inventory, and we no longer had to worry about being out of stock.
Oh, that's quite an interesting number. 150% more inventory at the end of the year. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
thank
Okay.
you so much, man.
Yeah. So how do you determine the amount of inventory that is required by a company?
I typically have inventory forecasts prepared well in advance. If I don't have one available or in case of last minute changes that require ordering more inventory, I do so by looking at previous data. So I also collaborate with our sales and marketing departments to discuss new ideas or new inventory requirements.
Okay. Interesting. So what have you had, or what can you describe as your biggest achievement as an inventory manager since you've been working?
That's an interesting question.
Thank you.
So my biggest career achievement would have to be when I solved a big inventory issue at my previous place of employment.
Okay, tell
Mm,
me about it.
yeah. Okay. When I took over from the previous manager, they had accidentally doubled the inventory order for almost every product available. So I fixed the issue by contacting our suppliers and determining which products were already shipped. From there, I consulted with my staff to find out how we could store any overstock and increase the sales for those products. Yeah, that's how I
Okay,
did it.
right. Well done. That's
Thank
quite
you.
impressive as well.
Thank you, man.
Anyway, as we're moving on, I just have one last question for you.
Okay.
And that would be, what experience do you have with material requirement planning system? Obviously, as a inventory manager, you would require some of those. So what kind of experience do you have?
Absolutely, ma'am. I have some experience with these systems. I have used them in the past to improve my overall productivity and to keep track of my inventory needs. Yeah,
Excellent. Okay, I
Thank you,
have
ma'am.
no more questions for you. I'm thankful to you for making it time out to obviously attend this interview. Just as I said to the first candidate, we will be reaching out to you if you make it to the next stage of the interview.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yeah, thank you for your time today.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a lovely day. Bye.
And yourself. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye. Once again, I would like to welcome you to today's interview. Before we go on, obviously, I will just briefly say that you're here to interview for the role of dispatch manager, correct?
Yes, correct.
Brilliant. So I'll just ask you to introduce yourself very briefly.
Yes, my name is Vipul, and I have 5 years of experience in dispatching, and my the education profile is also from the supply chain management, and I feel I am the right candidate for this position, and I will be a good asset for the company.
Okay, we'll see about that. Can you briefly describe your experience as a dispatcher, including whatever industries that you have worked in and the types of situations that you have handled in the past?
Yes, I have over 5 years of experience as dispatcher in the logistics and transportation industry. I have handled a variety of situations, including coordination deliveries, managing emergencies, and rerouting drivers due to unforeseen circumstances such as road closures or accidents.
Okay, that's excellent. Can you also give me can you also tell me if you have experience with any software that is being used in the dispatch role?
Yes. In my previous position as dispatcher, I have used several programs. For example, I used Exxon, a typical software used by oil companies. I could complete customer billings, track mileage, and monitor my drivers all from one platform. I am also proficient with the entire Microsoft Office suite as well.
It's also brilliant. So you have experience in oil and gas. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
That's good. Thank you. So can you describe to me a time when you made a scheduling mistake in one of your dispatch programs?
Yes, when I first started as a dispatcher, I didn't have extensive knowledge about the city. So I ended up sending a driver to two locations at opposite ends of the city. So as a result, I had an upset driver and wasted considerable resources like the fuel and mileage of that truck.
Oh, that must have been very, very, very sad for you at the end of the day.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Okay. Well, what methods do you use to track and monitor your shipments?
Yes, I use a variety of methods such as GPS, which helps to provide real-time updates on the shipments and to ensure that they stay on schedule.
Oops.
I also use online tools to monitor shipments and alert customers of any potential delays. And when communicating with customers, I strive to provide regular updates on shipment status and proactively alert them of changes. If any, I also have experience working with third-party carriers to ensure shipment arrive on time and in the conditions in which it was sent.
Okay. We had a little friend there that's just delayed, your response to the question I asked. I mean, your phone. Could you please put it on silent so we can concentrate on the interview?
Yes, it's on silent.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So the next question I would like to ask you is, what is your approach to scheduling and ensuring that all your shipments are delivered on time to the customers?
Yes, I take a proactive approach to my job. It Yes, it's on silent.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So the next question I would like to ask you is, what is your approach to scheduling and ensuring that all your shipments are delivered on time to the customers?
Yes, I take a proactive approach to my job. It is important to ensure all shipments are delivered on time. By this, I use software programs to track shipments, send notifications to drivers, and update customers when there is a delay in delivery times and routes also. I also create detailed spreadsheets with all shipments and their associated deadlines so I can quickly respond to them and make sure everything is running smoothly.
Okay, that sounds good. So in your planning and scheduling, as you do as a dispatch manager, how do you coordinate the logistic partners and guarantee timely delivery?
I stay up to date on traffic conditions and road closure using various navigation systems and applications that track traffic patterns. An example of program I use is Waze, which helps me to input a route and check for potential delays due to accidents, constructions, or inclement weather along the way. I then communicate these updates to driver via phone calls or text messages or even emails so they can adjust their routes accordingly.
Brilliant. Okay, do you have any question for me? With that, I have come to the end of your interview today. Do you have any question for me?
Yes, as you already explained about the company, so I'm pretty sure about the role of the dispatch manager you are looking for. So yeah, I'm pretty clear about this position as well.
That's awesome. I'm really glad that you understand what we are looking for in a dispatch manager. I have noted down all of your answers, and after our evaluation, we will be getting back to you on the number that you provided if you are successful on this interview. Okay?
Thank you. I will look for a positive reply. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much. I thank you again for your time, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Okay?
Have a great day.
All right. You have a lovely day. Hello again. So you're our final interviewee for today. So I will be interviewing you for the position of sourcing manager here at our company. How are you today?
Hi Bukla, I am good. So my name is Baby. I am a final year student at CBU. In my program, I have learned about purchasing and sourcing in logistics and supply chain management course, and I am particularly interested in this role because I find it sourcing goods and services an interesting aspect of my business. That's why I choose this role.
Awesome. So as a purchasing manager, how will you determine your employer's purchasing patterns? So when you come into this role, how will you tell me or determine how the employer purchases their own goods and services?
Well, I'll conduct spending analysis to determine the purchasing pattern. It will help me to evaluate the information about how to allocate the money for maintenance of the equipments and resources. It will also help me to determine the cost that spends with every vendor and changes in the pattern of the spendings.
Very good. Can you also tell me the factors that you take into consideration when you're selecting your suppliers? Like, how do you guarantee that the quality that they're offering you is top quality, and are they compliant with all the standards that they need to comply with?
Well, I considered some important factors like selecting the supplier, such as about the price, quality of the goods and services, its reliability, and payment terms, their capacity to supply, and the supplier's financial stabilities. So after completing industry research and networking and attending trade shows, I am better for this position to inform decisions about the supplier, and I'll go with it in the end.
That's an interesting answer. Okay, my next question will be for you to give me an example of some challenges that you faced when you were in your previous job, maybe when you were sourcing raw materials from your suppliers, and how you successfully resolved it.
Usually, I always conduct risk analysis with potential vendors in order to ensure the reliability and trustworthiness of purchasing the contracts. When meeting and holding with new suppliers, I implement some purchasing agreements that may outline the payments and delivering deadlines. That helps to ensure the timely assessment of the company. So I work for the vendor companies. I also collaborate with purchasing and supply management terms to source backup vendors to make ensure against disruptions of in the suppliers.
Okay. So what are some of the ways that you use to sustain a robust connection with some of your suppliers?
So in order to maintain the company's reputation and the supply of the goods on time, and having a good support with suppliers it is very important. By clearly communicating with their needs and being fair with all of our suppliers, I can keep the relationships healthy. So I can make sure that we understand the honor contractual obligations on our side, and which have an good effect that sparks some behavior on our own part.
That sounds very interesting. I would like to know, have there been instances in your previous work experience where you tried to negotiate some advantageous terms with a fabric supplier or whatever supplier that you've worked with in the past, and you were able to strike a balance between cost effectiveness and quality?
So in my past, I have been succeeded in meeting and negotiating like 3 contracts with suppliers in China, our neighbors in the United States and Vietnam, to buy from where we buy raw materials for my team's production needs. It was the first in the series of contract that I managed, and I was able to develop the discounts and strategies that helped me to organize and save the cost and benefit our partners through increased contract orders.
Okay. I think I have gone through all the questions I have for you today. Thank you very much for your time. I have noted all your answers, and I hope to get back to you as soon as we come to a conclusion on evaluating your answers. Hopefully you make it to the next round.
Okay.
Do you have any question for me?
No, I'm fine. Thank
You're
you.
fine. Okay. Thank you very much for your time once again.
Thank you.
Okay. So yes, we have come to the conclusion of today's interview. Having interviewed all the 4 candidates for the 4 roles that we have vacant in this organization as of now. Just as I mentioned to the rest of the team, once we have evaluated their responses to the questions that we had today, we will be getting back to them. Typically, we try to get back to our candidates within 48 hours of the review, if they make it to the next stage or not. So at this point, I would like to thank every one of you for participating in today's interview, and I wish you all the best in future. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, all.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.